Top 10 largest temples in the world. A building constructed for religious practice is sometimes called a house of worship. Temples, churches, cathedrals, mosques, and synagogues are examples of structures created for worship. A monastery may serve both to house those belonging to religious orders and as a place of worship for visitors. So, what is the biggest temple in the world? To answer this question, we first have to establish how to determine the size of temple. These religious structures are often part of larger complex, which can cause confusion. In this list, I'll focus on the main temple to determine which is the largest temple in the world. Number 10 is Baalbek, which is also known as Heliopolis, is a spectacular archaeological site in northeastern Lebanon. From the 1st century BC and over a period of 2 centuries, the Romans built 3 temples here: Jupiter, Bacchus, and Venus, with the Temple of Jupiter being the largest. Created to be the largest temple in the Roman Empire, the Temple of Jupiter was lined by 54 massive granite columns. Sadly, only 6 of its 54 original columns still stand, but they're still impressive to behold. The best preserved temple at the site is the Temple of Bacchus, built in 150 AD. The temple is 69 meters long and 36 meters wide. Its walls are adorned by 42 Corinthian columns, 19 of which remain upright in position, standing 19 meters high. Number 9 is Cathedral of Christ the Savior, is located in Moscow and was built in the middle of 19th century. One of the most imposing and controversial buildings in Russia, the resurrected Temple of Christ the Savior has had a short but turbulent history. It was originally commissioned after the defeat of Napoleon, but construction did not begin until 1839. In 1931 was destroyed by order of Joseph Stalin to make a monument of the socialism called Palace of the Soviets. 60 years later, in 1990, the Russian Orthodox Church received permission to rebuild the cathedral. Completed in 2000, the new cathedral is loosely based on original design, but constructed with modern building materials. The height of 105 meters makes it the tallest Orthodox church in the world. Number 8 is the Temple of Saint Sava in Belgrade, is the largest Orthodox church building in the world, which is located in Belgrade. It is dedicated to the founder of the Serbian Orthodox Church. The construction of the church began in 1985 and was mostly completed by 2004. The internal decorations are still not finished. In English, it is usually called a cathedral because of its size and importance, but it is not the seat of a bishop and therefore technically not a cathedral. In Serbian, it is called a ram, which means temple. The church is 91 meters long, 81 meters wide, and 70 meters tall. With the main gold-plated cross on top of the dome extends the church for 12 more meters. It has a surface area of 3,500 square meters on the ground floor. Number 7 is Tikal. Temple 4 is a Mesoamerican pyramid in the ruins of the ancient Maya city of Tikal in modern Guatemala. It was one of the tallest and most voluminous buildings in the Maya world. Tikal was the largest Mayan city by 900 AD with an estimated population of 200,000 inhabitants. Tikal contains 6 very large step pyramids. The largest temple, Pyramid 4, is some 72 meters high and was finished around 720 AD. Temple 4 is the largest temple built anywhere in the Maya region, and as it currently stands, is the tallest pre-Columbian structure in the Americas. Although the Pyramid of the Sun at Teotihuacan may originally have been taller, as may have been one of the jungle-covered pyramids at El Mirador, Temple 4 is the second tallest pre-Columbian structure still standing in the New World, just after the Great Pyramid of Tonin in Chiapas, Mexico. Number 6 is Jetavanaramaya, located in the city of Anuradhapura, Sri Lanka. The Jetavanaramaya is the largest stupa in the world if measured by volume. This is a mound-like building that contains Buddhist relics, normally the dust of deceased. This kind of buildings is called stupa. The temple was built by King Mahasena in the 3rd century AD and took 15 years to complete. Approximately 93.3 million baked bricks were used in the construction. With a height of 122 meters, Jetavanaramaya was the 3rd tallest structure in the world behind the pyramids of Giza at the time of its completion. The diameter of the dome itself is approximately 95 meters. Number 5 is Sri Ranganathaswamy. This is a Hindu temple dedicated to Lord Ranganatha, a form of Lord Vishnu. The Sri Ranganathaswamy Temple in Srirangam is an important shrine that receives millions of visitors and pilgrims every year, with an area of 156 acres. In fact, the temple can be easily termed as the largest functioning Hindu temple complex in the world. The oldest structure of the temple dates back to the 10th century. The temple is closed by 7 walls with overall length of 10 kilometers. The temple has a hall of 1,000 poles, 21 monumental gatehouses, 39 pavilions, 50 shrines, and few water sources inside, with the Rajagapuram gatehouse being the largest of all. It stands 240 feet tall and dates back to the 17th century. Number 4 is Akshardham Temple, is modern Hindu temple at New Delhi, as it was built between 2000 to 2005 with the work of 3,000 volunteers and 7,000 craftsmen. Akshardham, which means the divine abode of God. This project was inspired from thousands of years of Indian traditional and modern Hindu culture, spirituality, and architecture. Its central monument is 43 meters high. It is also 110 meters long and 96 meters wide. A particularly wonderful feature of this temple is that it's covered in carvings of flora, fauna, dancers, musicians, and deities from top to bottom. It is constructed entirely from Rajasthani pink sandstone and Italian Carrara marble, and has no support from steel or concrete. Number 3 is Borobudur Temple, is Buddhist temple located in central Java, Indonesia, and built in 9th century during the reign of Salyendra dynasty. 6 square plates built one over another, and above them another 3 circular platforms built in the same manner are the components of the temple. Decorations include 500 for statues of Buddha and 2,672 relief panels. The temple was built over a period of some 75 years in the 8th and 9th centuries by the kingdom of Sailendra. The Borobudur can be divided into 3 groups: base, body, and top, which resembles the 3 major divisions of a human body. The base is a 123 meters square in size and 4 meters high of walls. The total surface area is 2,500 square meters. The body is composed of 5 square platforms, each with diminishing heights. The top is a stupa with a main dome at the center. The dome has a height of 35 meters from the ground level. Number 2 is Karnak, which was originally derived from Arabic means fortified village, comprises a vast mix of decayed temples, pylons, chapels, and other buildings near Luxor in Egypt. Construction at the complex began during the reign of Senusret, reigned 1971 to 1926 BC and continued up till 30 BC. Despite it being badly ruined, Karnak is undoubtedly one of the most impressive archaeological sites in Egypt. It is the largest ancient temple complex in the world and represents the combined achievement of many generations of Egyptian builders. Karnak actually consists of several temples. One of most famous structures of Karnak is the hypostyle hall, a hall area of 5,000 square meters. The 134 massive columns arranged in 16 rows supported a roof that has now fallen. At a height of 24 meters, the 2 middle rows are higher than the others. Number 1 is the Angkor Wat Temple, is one of the most iconic landmarks in the world. Angkor Wat, which means City of Temples, is the biggest temple complex in the world on a site measuring 1,626,000 square meters, located in Cambodia. This is Hindu temple dedicated to God Vishnu and was built 12th century by King Suryavarman II of the Khmer Empire. It was transformed into a Buddhist temple towards the end of 12th century by replacing many Hindu sculptures by Buddhist art. As such, it is also described as a Hindu-Buddhist temple. The central temple stands on a raised terrace above the rest of the complex and what was once the wider city. It was built on a raised terrace above the rest of the city and consists of 3 concentric rectangles which together form a 65-meter central tower. It is made of 3 rectangular galleries rising to a central tower, each level higher than the last. The outer gallery has dimensions 187 meters wide and 215 meters long. After this, the next 2 galleries are connected to each other. On the second level, it measures 100 times 115 meters. The inner gallery is a 60 times 60 meter square area. The tower above the central shrine rises 65 meters above the ground. So, these are the top 10 largest temples in the world, and for comparison only main temple building was considered. Let me know in comments section which religious building impressed you the most. In the end, if you liked this video, then please consider subscribing the channel and give a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.